What's the vibe? It's your boy Zebo, back with another video. I know. I've been MIA for a minute, but I'm back. So, I kind of wanted to change things up for this year. Wanted to try something different. Last year, it was all about hitting those rack stores, shaking those shelves up, trying to see what we can pull from the stores and just bringing it to the channel and just laying it out there. This year, I really want to do something different because after all, I am building a collection. Regardless of me wanting to, smell as many fragrances that I possibly could, I'm just not going to do that this year. I chased a lot of fragrances last year that just didn't make sense. And as time went on, a lot of those fragrances have been, disappointments, though there were some shiners in those, pursuits. I'm definitely not going to take none. And I will do a list on the ones that I got last year that absolutely, blew me away and are keepers. But this, I went through Burlington because I've seen, the videos of, these rack store hunts where, other YouTubers have been, pretty much finding a lot of hype fragrances. Not too many are talking about these fragrances, so I'm not too compelled to go out and grab these fragrances, spend my money on them because, they just, letting you know what's at the stores. I'm not too intrigued to go ahead and just grab nothing anymore. I'm over 200 fragrances now, and it's just accumulating more and more. So now I'm pretty much grabbing fragrances and bringing them to the channel with a purpose. So I've seen this on other content creators, rack store hunts, but nobody seemed to pick it up. Everybody passed it up for the newest French Avenue hype, the newest Lattafa hype. But this one, a lot of people passed this up. When I saw it, it made me go to my store and search. I couldn't find it for a while, but it finally came to my store. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is Dumont Nitro White. Now, I've been wanting this fragrance for a while. I really did. The reason why I didn't get it and add it to my collection is because there were other fragrances that pretty much took precedence over this fragrance, but this was a fragrance that I definitely wanted. I have other fragrances from this line, which are absolute bangers. The reason why I actually wanted this fragrance from this line, because we already know the OG beast mode, beautiful, fruity, watermelon, just a burst of juicy, ripe, the energy with this fragrance is just goodness. Like it's like one of the staples of this line. In my opinion, that fragrance actually kind of put this this line on the map. It was the one that actually, stamped Dumont Nitro line. And everything after that kind of fell in place until this one came out. And this one is, when this one came out, this one was truly my second favorite. I definitely had to add this one to the collection. Grown man style, date night, late night. Very, very mature, masculine fragrance. Beautiful, well crafted. Like it's a beast. It's just like the OG red. It's beast mode. They perform well. Those are the two from that line that really intrigued me and had me, you know, kind of tapping in. But this one, once I got this and I started, you know, I wasn't going to do a video about it, to be honest. I really wasn't. This was a fragrance that I just wanted in my collection. I wanted it in my collection, and I didn't necessarily want to do a video about it. But me wearing this fragrance and just smelling it, I had to talk about it. I had to bring it to the channel. Again, it's in Burlington and people are passing this fragrance up. This bad boy right here, beautiful, gourmandish, sweet, not overtly sweet, not one of those fragrances that kind of, you know, leans or drives feminine. Even though it's gourmandish and it's sweet, it's more of like a fragrance that just has like a straight line, and it can go either way. It could be feminine, it could be masculine. It's a unisex fragrance that is just, it speaks to who wears it. Definitely, when I put it on, a lot of the sweetness that I got from it in the air, it just kind of like settled on my skin, and it wasn't as sweet as it was in the air. So that was a plus, because just spraying it in the air, I was kind of like, man, this thing is sweet, and I wasn't too sure what direction it was gonna take. But beautiful, clean, sweet, gourmandish, not overly sweet, because it's sweet, it's gourmandish, but there is just like a ting of like some type of fruit in there. And you can definitely tell that there are some florals in this as well. But this thing is, man, this thing is beautiful. It's like, and I'm pulling up the notes on it. So in the top notes, we got juniper berries. That's the fruity little, you know, the little fruity aspect of it that you get when it, you know, initially sprays in the air, but that doesn't last that long. We got iris, we got cypress, and then in the middle, we got myrrh, we got patchouli, and then in the base note, we got honey, vanilla, amber, musk, and leather. So once your initial spray of this with the juniper berries and the iris, the bergamot, which I tell you is like, you definitely gonna get that little like fruity, kind of like bitter a little bit from the bergamot, you know, like a little citrus a little bit. But after that, and that's initially, that's as soon as you spray it. After that, you're gonna go right into those base notes. You're gonna go into the honey, the vanilla, the amber, the musk, and the leather, where it gets just like a smooth, silky, sweet kind of vibe. This is, in my opinion, is not beast mode. It's not like, you know, the other two fragrances from its line that I was talking about, where it's a projection monster. This is not that. This is more of a fragrance that it performs. It really does. Like, you definitely get a kick from it. It comes off of your skin, but it's just not a beast mode like the other two. You're not gonna, you know, overwhelm people with it, because I don't believe that was the direction that they were going with this fragrance. I think this was just a fragrance that they pretty much wanted to have like a scent bubble around you, where people in your close proximity, you know, get a nice, strong whiff of you and be more intrigued to kind of like lean in to smell you or get closer to you. And this is one of those fragrances that draw you in. Beautiful fragrance where it is like a more intimate type of fragrance that kind of makes you and your partner or you and whoever around you kind of want to be more intimate with you. Whereas they want to kind of lean in, they want to lean on you, they want to get close to you because, you know, the smell from this fragrance is actually drawing them in. Beautiful fragrance. Like, as it starts to transition, it goes from, you know, the fruity floral and it starts to get more of the silky smooth aspect of this fragrance. Beautiful though, like, and this is definitely one of the ones that I needed from this line. I'm actually glad that I did grab this one because it was kind of a toss-up. I was kind of like thinking about the platinum because I saw a review on the platinum and was thinking like, man, do I want to grab the platinum before I grab the white? But again, I saw this one at Burlington, you know, on YouTube, and I just had to go out to the store and see if I could track it down. I found it. Glad I found it. Glad I added it to my collection. But again, beautiful fragrance. Now, as far as the things that I don't like about it, because I wanna kind of like show how, you know, there's positives and there's negatives to each fragrance. And that's one of the things that I'm gonna touch up on this year, you know, in my first impressions and my experiences with these fragrances. I think that it could have been a bit more stronger because it's definitely a fragrance that is not going to be offensive. It's not a monster projector, but it's not a moderate projector as well. It's modest. It's mild. It's not, and maybe that was the direction that they were going with this, which I can see that being a direction, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, as a consumer, I feel like it could have been, you know, a bit more stronger. Let me see, longevity, performance-wise, I got a good, maybe about a good 5 hours. And then after the 5 hours, it definitely became a skin scent where I felt like I would need to reapply after the 5 hours. Even though I still smelled it, but it just was, you know, more so kind of like faint. I feel like if I really wanted it or I needed more time, I would have to reapply. So those are like two of the knocks that I have with this fragrance. It smells good. Oh, and I feel like in its dry down, its total dry down, it could have maintained some of the sweetness from the fruit. I think that could have lasted a bit longer before it kind of settled into its more gourmandish kind of ride through. But other than that, beautiful fragrance, something different from that line, like definitely something different. And the diversity of that line is what I believe they were going for. So this is a beautiful fragrance. Like, I think I paid maybe anywhere from 20, I think I paid 25. I know it wasn't over 30. I know it wasn't over 30. Again, like I said, I wasn't going to do a video, so I didn't keep, you know, the receipts or the stickers on this fragrance. It was just something that I needed in my collection, and I definitely wanted and grabbed, and wasn't going to do a video, but just from smelling it, I had to get on here and bring this to you because, you know, everybody is talking about the French Avenues and, you know, the Latifahs that's, you know, hitting the rack stores, and people are actually walking past this fragrance not necessarily knowing this is a banger. Like, this is a beautiful fragrance for the low. So if you see it, it's a beautiful fragrance. It's something different from this line. You know, I was looking for it, and I've been wearing it since I got it. Beautiful fragrance. But hey, I'm going to get up out of here. Thanks for watching. Much love. Continue to support the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole nine. You know, we're going to get back at it. This year, we're going to get more into quality buys. You know, I'm just not going to run out and grab whatever's at the rack stores because, you know, these are new fragrances that's at the rack stores. Man, some of these fragrances that I grab, and this is something that I noticed as well. And I don't know if you all experienced this or not from just grabbing these fragrances, you know, after watching a review or something like that. But some of these fragrances, when you grab them, and initially, you know, when you first get them and you spray them and you're wearing them, you're loving them and they smell great. And I believe that that's just the newness of having that fragrance. It's the newness of, you know, the whole rush behind finding it, grabbing it, unboxing it, spraying it for the first time. Is it living up to the hype that, you know, was built up from watching these reviews? And then, bam, all of that's gone. You're sitting with the fragrance now, and it's slowly, you know, hitting you that it ain't what it is. You know, you're starting to feel like, damn, you know, this is the hype. This is the hype. I was caught up in the hype, you know. So you kind of like settle down and be like, yeah, this ain't really, it ain't what it used to be for me. And that's because of the hype. So I'm not going to, you know, let Latifa, French Avenue, Paris Corner, or any other, you know, Middle Eastern fragrance house trick me out my spot by throwing these fancy boxes on these shelves and make me feel like, man, I need to get this one, I need to get that one, and I need to get this one, and clear the whole shelf out. And then, you know, 2-3 weeks in, the fragrance just ain't what it was from the newness of actually grabbing it. So I'm definitely going to be bringing fragrances to the channel. We're going to talk about some new ones. We're going to talk about some old ones. We definitely going to talk about budget fragrances. And we're going to chop it up. So I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to let y'all go. It's your boy Z-Bo. I'm up out of here. Peace.